Hey Travis, how you doing? I was worried I'd start the show by myself, but that's all right. Good to see you. Welcome to the show. Today we're going to take a look at some images sent to me by a viewer. I don't know if I can give his name or not. He didn't identify who his viewer name was, so I received his personal name. So I'm not sure if I'm supposed to give that out, so I won't. Good to see you, Travis. How are you doing? I'd like to cover something the other day that was said over on London Man. A gentleman came in and said that eagles, hey Teresa, eagles are the last remaining dragons. And although it's an exciting and interesting view, hey Chloe, Selena, hi. It's an exciting view, and it is exciting to think that dragons are still here right in our view. But unfortunately, that's not probably not true. I wish the dragons were still around, but it doesn't seem that they're in our environment at the moment. There may be a few hiding somewhere, but dragons and birds are separate from dragons. We see the example of the great macaw in North America, dragons being born pretty much right along with birds. The two brothers that killed great macaw may have been birds, they may have been fishmen, they may have been scorpion men. They don't tell us what kind of men these were, but men also were born from the dragon. So I don't know. Dragons and birds. I'd say birds are as closely related to dragons as we are. Um, whether you look at us as a descendant directly from the dragon, or whether you look at us as the red clay man taken from the dust of the earth. The dust of the earth would be the dragon. So either way you look at it, either way you slice it, the dragon makes all, the mother dragon. Glad to make it here this weekend. Missed you all. Hey, Teresa, glad to have you. I'm going to put up the invite early today. I'm just going to go through some images that a viewer sent me. Some sky images. Well, they weren't a long time viewer, so I don't know if they'll get notified or. Yeah, no news yet, Teresa. We're all pulling for him. That's a lot of people gone down. We had David Knoll. Even Scotty Boy there. Even he had a heart incident, Travis. So we're hoping that he'll get better or make some contact or something. He's probably quite busy at the moment. We've missed you a lot, Scotty Boy. Wish you well, and hopefully you'll get back on your feet real soon. Had a lot of injuries recently. So hopefully people are on the mend soon. David Knoll looks like he's doing quite well. Let me go over to Gmail here. See if anybody has sent me any other images as well. No. Okay. So we'll call our person CK. I'll give the initial CK. Oh, there's a new one. Okay. From TL. Okay. So we have a lot here that we've been sent. Let's get into these and see what we've got. One's not too clear. Coming in. All right, Teresa. With his hip, yeah. I didn't know he had a bad hip. Acute heart failure. Wow. Your heart is restored through love and faith, right? Hopefully. Okay, let's share these images up. I see you coming in there, Teresa. I'll be watching for you. So here's the first image. Says underwater base. Can't really see much in this. It's very dark. Yeah, can't see a thing. Okay, well, let's go on to the next one then. Underwater base, where are we here? Florida Keys. A lot of Florida Keys. Sperm sent from Yahoo Mail. Oh, let's take a look at that. Oh, that does look like a sperm invasion. Definitely. We may have looked at some of these. Hi, Teresa.
Hey, just getting set up with my earbuds here.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. It's been a while. How are you?
Awesome.
What you got there?
This could be a sperm and an egg there, apparently. A viewer sent this in. I think we looked at this last week, but we'll take a look at them again. There's some pretty good images as far as I remember. I think that's what they said to Ken, had hip surgery. Oh, okay. Okay. Now, Marlena's mom had a hip break on her, too. So,
yeah.
That's horrible.
It was, you have Isby with his fractured hip, recovering still. He's still in recovery.
Yeah.
At a facility. He wants to come home. I can't blame him. I was in rehab for 3 months after my accident, so it's no fun.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
What'd you do?
No, it was a bus accident. I was driving a transit bus. I had 27 passengers.
Mm-hmm.
I was on one of those 40-footers, and I had 27 passengers. It was in the morning rush hour, and a hotel passenger van tried to flip a U-turn in the middle of the intersection and hit me head on as I was going through the intersection. So the windshield came in, and the railings came in, and the mirror that you look at to see your passengers, that big mirror came down and slit my face open and peeled everything open, fractured all my bones. I couldn't see anything my vision was shot. They sewed my nose back on. It was a whole ribs, busted ribs, you name it. I was torn up pretty bad.
You're like the $6 million woman there.
Yeah, pretty much bionic woman.
We can remake her.
Wow. I remade myself. I mean, but they were blessed. I had good plastic surgeons. This isn't it's close to my real looks, but not quite who I really am. I am now, though, and I'm quite happy with it. So,
well, that's good. We are too.
Yeah. Oh, you could tell that the features are different because they had to rebuild the whole brow ridge here. The whole part of the skull had to be rebuilt, and all this part on the cheek.
Really?
Yeah, it was. Well, I went through therapy for like 4.5 years.
Jeez.
Yeah. Vision therapy and cognizant. They gave me a Wii computer game. Yeah, cognitive therapy, balance, everything. Yeah.
Wow.
So some people would have died from that. I wasn't ready to go. So.
That's good.
I had too much to do here, so I said, no, I'm not going. I'm not ready.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, hello, everyone.
Story.
Well, I've got some photos I wanted to send you, and I thought I had sent them to you about what I was seeing.
Okay.
These cylinder-like objects, and I'm
Let
having
me
trouble
check.
with my email. So see if it came through.
Okay,
But they're
will do.
cylinders. They look like cylinders. They're metallic for sure.
I got your
Um,
transhumanism is the last one I've gotten.
oh, oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one we want to
Oh
talk
yeah.
about with you on with Karen and yeah.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
is
We have.
that?
Well, let's show you that again. Looked like a mermaid kind of. Eh?
Yeah.
We looked at these last week. Actually, I remember. This one kind of looked like a
Oh,
mermaid,
octopus.
eh? You
Octopus.
know, with a spear. Let me go. Let me go in. Looks like a
Thank you.
like.
Th-
See,
Thanks,
he's even
Chloe.
got a little crown on his head, and that's his
Yeah.
pet seal. He's got a big scepter.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, people send me some great stuff. We did
For a minute there,
sperm,
it looked like
underwater
a
city. This one was hard to
octopi.
see. This is
Octopi.
supposed to be an underwater city.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, could be. There's some nice straight lines there for sure,
Let's see where this
especially
is.
on that bottom edge, right? I'll just
Yeah.
go through these ones quickly. Underwater city, underwater structure.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that looks like something, eh? Square shape and all that.
Let's see if I can find this again and send it to you real quick.
Yeah, or you can present it yourself.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Share a screen, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Get it over there.
Underwater structure, more underwater. Oh, cool. A circle. I don't know if we looked at this one last week.
Ah.
Oh, yeah, we did. Yeah. But really interesting. Looks
Oh.
like a place where you'd put an obelisk or one of those temples in India where they have the, what's it called? The thing in the middle of the.
Sanctuary?
No, they have the actual stone that's in the center of the temple.
Huh.
And the shrine it sits upon usually has a water spout because people pour water and milk and other things on it, and it has a spout that drains. But
Yeah.
oh, what are they called? It'll come to me. Maybe somebody in chat will know. Let's see, underwater grid art. Oh yeah, this was a heart from Chloe, I think. Or no, it was another viewer. But here's a lovely petrified heart. As far as I can tell, it has all the markers for it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They
That's definitely.
began polishing up the front of it and started finding the cross hatch with the star shape. Like on the heart that you have, the whalestone heart, I think it's called.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, that marker shows up, and she's got on the
Orca.
top here on the top here you can see the areas for the blood to be coming out, and there's a spot on the side right over here. So yeah, probably a heart.
Who sent that one in?
I think that was Chloe. Yeah.
Okay, it's one of Chloe's. Okay.
Yeah.
She's finding them now, aren't you, Chloe?
Oh yeah.
Once you know what to look for, they're easy to spot. You know.
Okay, so Timothy Lyons sent something. Let's see what we've got here.
Okay.
Oh, okay, some sky images. So here's something in the sky. Don't know what. Looks like it's having an effect on the atmosphere around it. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Now, see, doesn't that kind of, doesn't that almost look like a saucer shape?
Yep, it does.
Mm-hmm.
Or almost a teardrop torpedo.
Teardrop, right? See, now that's what I've been seeing are these like torpedoes.
Mm-hmm.
But now what I'm understanding is that they're Starlink satellites.
Could be.
And I'm like, well, these were the ones that I saw were floating vertically. not
Yeah, Starlink will
horizontally.
go in a. You'll see a bunch of the Starlink because they all
Yeah,
travel in a line, right?
in a
So
line, right?
if they're
But
not traveling across the sky in a line, it's probably
you,
not.
but here's what I think is going on, Max. I think the government is reporting that everything that you're seeing is Starlink. No, not when I
Yeah,
see something floating vertically by itself and it's not connected to anything else or following a trajectory of any kind. It's just hovering in the clouds. It's a floating cylinder. What are they for? There's no balloon attached to them. They don't have an engine,
right.
so they're not being propelled with a motor. They're just floating objects, and they're like sticks just floating in
That's
the,
cool.
And I've gotten a few pictures of those. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, isn't it? Love the coloring in the clouds.
What
That's
is that
amazing.
supposed to be?
Hmm.
Is that could that be a balloon?
I don't know. Could be the clouds have taken a sunbeam. That's a possibility. But then you see the sunbeams over to the left and right hitting the clouds.
Yeah, this is kind of solidified like a round sphere, like part of a sphere shape.
Could be
And
pollution.
it has patterns. Yeah, it could
Let's
be.
go over all the regular ones. Could be pollution, you know.
Yeah.
But could be a balloon. Um,
Uh a large deposit of iron
yeah,
minerals.
yeah.
Hmm.
Even what about uh, generated image?
Hmm.
CGI in the sky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't make anything out of that. Beautiful
Hey,
colors in the clouds, though.
we've got CGI. Why can't the clouds have their own CGI?
Well, yeah, all that metal particulate up there, they can
Yeah.
certainly use that to do CGI. That's one of the theories that they're going to use it for, is to put
All
Jesus
right.
in the sky or aliens.
I can't find them now. I tried to send them to you, but they look like that how they show the jetpack that people have on their backs with the dual cylinders, and
Yeah,
they're tied together, and there's two cylinders, so they're floating at a diagonal or a vertical angle, and you'll get a photograph, and as it turns, you'll see that there's two of them tied together, and
yeah.
they're just floating in the clouds, and they're solid. They're solid. They're not clouds. They're solid. You can see the sun
Hmm.
shining off them, and they have a reflection. So I know they're metallic. Now, if and there's no strings attached, you don't see a balloon with them. I've seen them 3 or 4 times out here where I live in Damascus, Maryland. I'm just outside of
Hi,
DC.
Brian. Hi,
Just
Peter Love.
outside DC.
Yeah,
Hey, Lori. Yeah, jetpacks, Lori. They look like jetpacks.
yeah.
And Lori has seen them. I've shown Lori a couple of shots of them. And so I did some research and I found out that they are
Hi, you tell me.
gas cylinders. Gas cylinders. The shape of them,
Okay.
the
Yeah,
pointed tips, like a crayon, like a Crayola
yeah.
crayon. So they have a pointed tips, and so I've
Hmm.
seen numerous pictures of them, and I'm like, oh my god, that's what I'm seeing. They're gas type cylinders. So my question is since I live in an agricultural area,
Uh-huh.
are they some form of pest control? Are they putting out chemicals for all the farms out here? There's been no articles on it. There's been no news reports of it. So why are we seeing these? Why is there no
Yeah, why aren't they shooting them down and putting them on the news?
yeah, why isn't there any
If they're
communication
just
about them?
floating there,
Yeah.
if they're not going
Yeah.
anywhere.
We
So
have crop dusters. We have airplanes that crop dust, but now they're very careful about spraying these fields with anything nowadays because of the concerns about the environment and choking people.
yeah.
But I want to know what these cylinders are that are out there, and there's no markings on them. You can't tell if they're USA or so. I don't know what they are.
Hmm.
But
Yeah, there's a
if
lot
you,
of things. Did you see my work on the small football sized? They're 1 foot sized probes that come up
yeah,
to, yeah.
uh huh,
Like, what are
yep,
those? There's so many things going on in our skies that we're unaware of. Those are definitely alternative to our government technology because we saw them try to shoot them down. and
Yeah.
they were unsuccessful. But I'm sure they'll keep trying at it. But
Hmm.
yeah, if they don't know what it is, they're all over it. Are there any
Yeah.
helicopters in the sky uh, after you saw that?
No, and thing is we're on a flight path for Camp David between the White House and Camp David because
Yeah.
I'm not too far from Camp David where I live, and so the copters come across from the south, heading northwest. Will come right over my townhouse, so I could see the Marine Force helicopters and the president's helicopter when he comes, and like
Wow.
Trump never did, but Obama did all the time. But you could
You ever heard that
see
song, If I
that.
Had a Rocket Launcher?
No.
Yeah, there's a song, If I Had a Rocket Launcher, some son of a
Yeah.
bitch would pay.
Yeah.
Be fun to be
Yeah.
under the flight path of the president. Not linking
Yeah.
the two, but you know.
Yeah, careful, John.
Not
YouTube channel
linking the
here.
two.
1 minute. YouTube channel here. Not here. The next.
Yeah, exactly.
Hi, everybody. See me on my new channel. Can't mention those words together in the same sentence.
Yeah. Looks like a dragon blowing fire or
Yeah. Hmm.
okay. Oh, that could be. I wish I'd see a dragon. I've seen
I
a
wish-
video of people that say they have a dragon on video. It's
Oh,
questionable.
I think I have one of those.
Yeah.
Have you actually looked at them? Do they look like okay?
They look more like the ones they show really look more like a video game dragon. You know,
Have you ever seen the
they're
one
not
that
like
has?
feathery or anything. They're kind of just lizardy with bat wings.
Okay.
And unfortunately, with most lizards, what we see is feathery wings. You know, so with most of the dragons.
I think Kaz Hawk had a couple videos that she's shown before where she's at. Yeah, and they look real. They really do.
Angel says she has some dragon pics. I'll send them on into my email there, Angel Wings. Here, I'll put it in chat for you.
Yeah, there's there was a video out there of one, and it was doing circles, and it was actually flying down low to where the tree line was. I
Uh-huh.
did some research on it. I looked into it, and they're a type of drone. And
Oh
it's a
yeah.
drone that's shaped like a dragon,
Hmm.
and it's really freaking people out because it
Oh, that's
really
cool.
does.
That's
look
really
like,
cool, though.
Yeah. Well, it's like, do you remember a few years back they had the Halloween witch drone, and they
No, I didn't
attached
see that.
Yeah. Oh God, it was
Oh,
so
God.
fun. They took this dummy of a witch
Yeah.
riding a broom, and they attached it to a drone. And she had the crinkled nose and the green face and the warts and everything. And they put her on a drone and they sent her into playgrounds, ball fields during a
Oh,
football
that's
game.
awesome.
And it was just like freaking everybody out because she looks so real. She's nodding her head and moving like she's like animated. And they actually could make that drone hover and come down low
Oh, I love
right
it.
across
That's
right
awesome.
across the yeah. It wasn't awesome for the children that were screaming like hell and running from it. The dogs.
You know what?
The
Sometimes
dogs.
people get me. Over my lifetime, people have gotten me real good. That would be a good got me. You know? Like, oh, that's killer. I love that.
That was a great. I'm like, I'm all for it because that's the kind of prank I would pull if I. One year, me and my friend Jen were talking about the fishing rods with the fishing line, and we attached these little like rats and plastic, the rubber rats, and a couple of realistic looking like a cat toy,
Yeah.
and we threw them across the street, and we sat on my front lawn on the hill. This is for Halloween, right? And as cars were coming up the hill, we're reeling in these animals, and they're scuttering across the street. People were slamming on the brakes. Now, we were stupid because we didn't realize.
Yeah, that could cause an accident, but
Yeah, right.
yeah.
We were like,
Oh,
had one beer too many, and we were having a blast. We're just reeling them in on the fishing line.
oh, jeez.
I was like, those two are at it again. We were the neighborhood pranksters.
Okay.
We go around, take everybody's pumpkin, and switch them. Take their, we switch them, and they come out
Hey, Chill
the
and
next
Charlie.
morning, and they're at the. That's not my pumpkin. Where's my pumpkin?
I do not want you for a neighbor, Teresa.
No, that was that was pre-accident.
Teresa was a troublemaker.
Yeah, we did all kinds of stuff like that. And we had a Santa Claus one year, a stuffed Santa toy. And we kept putting it on the top of people's cars, and they would come out and go, they'd take the Santa and put it on the neighbor's car. And that Santa would make it from the top of the hill all the way down to the bottom of the hill by the end of the day. So, and this was in the middle of summer. So we had this Santa toy, and people were getting sick of Santa, so they were starting to throw things at him. So we decided to blow him up on Halloween. So we set him out front on the welcome sign to the community with a like a brick pillar. We
Mhm.
set Santa up there, and we stuffed him full of cherry bombs and
Oh.
yeah. So we hollowed him out and stuffed all these fireworks inside of him. And we lit him up, and we wanted to see how high we could blow him up. But he exploded instead. Stuffing went everywhere. People's
Oh, what a
dogs
mess.
ran for the hills. My own dog hid under a bush, and I'm like, Santa didn't go anywhere. He didn't go up in the sky. He just blew up, and there's like parts of him everywhere. So you never know. My point is, you never know when somebody's doing stuff like that with this stuff in the sky. They're just pranks,
Yeah.
So I can see if something's hovering and it looks like it's not got an engine attached to it, it has no way of propelling itself, and it's not attached to a helicopter, then it's some type of drone.
Yeah.
Because drones can hover, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So, yes, Lori, I was bored.
Seems like. Where was that?
Yeah,
There go.
we had fun. We had fun. No, I still don't have the. Oh, they took his photos offline. That's why you didn't get them, Max.
Oh. Why isn't that showing up?
Yeah, that's why you didn't get them.
Hold on. There we go.
Keep her away from the explosives.
Keeps opening.
Pretty much. You tell me. Yeah.
So here's an interesting one, sent in to us by Marlena.
Oh, good.
This
got,
is
Marlena?
Flickering Sun.
Ah, okay. That's like a lens flare effect, isn't it?
It could be.
From your, if you're using a camera phone.
Yeah, it could be. Mm-hmm.
That's the shutter.
No, she claims it was flickering in real time as well, I believe. So
Yeah. Well.
yeah, I've put on one time. I put on a welding mask, looked up at the sun, and it flickered, and it looked octagonal. But that could have been an effect of the welding mask. So not sure. Tried it again. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. It never happened again. But
yeah. I had tinted windows on my minivan, my Plymouth Fury minivan.
Yeah.
And Plymouth Voyager. And the sun was flickering like that. And I rolled the windows down and they wasn't flickering anymore. So there's something in how they treat the glass with the tint treatment that does something to the optics. And every time I'd roll the window up the sun was flashing. Then I'd roll the window down, it wasn't flashing anymore. So I never saw it flash with the naked eye. But something that they and in Maryland, we're not allowed to treat our windows with that kind of tinting. You can't
Huh.
buy a vehicle with tinted windows, or at
Well,
least an
that's weird.
RV. I'm not allowed to have an RV with tinted windows. So,
Yeah, I know there's a limit on the percentage of tint, but
hmm
these
well,
are
you can
some.
have like the top 4 inches. The top 4 inches can be tinted, but the rest have to be. So when I bought my RV, I bought it used in Florida, drove it
Uh-huh.
back up here to Maryland, and had to have the windows replaced. Yep.
So Chloe says she's seen the sun do that as well,
Uh-huh.
but it's she believes. Chillin' Charlie says, "Yes, I believe it's the glass." Okay, yeah, interesting.
Yeah. Well,
These are some,
we used to play with prisms in physics class. We would take different glasses and pass light through them, and then change the angle of the glass, and it would create different effects like that. So I know if you're wearing glasses and you're looking through a camera lens, which is going through a car window lens at an object, you could get all kinds of weird
mhm.
anomalies in your video.
Now this
Oh,
is a
is
hole
this the
you
one?
sent me.
Yeah, I sent you this one. Okay.
Yeah.
It's been a while. Yes. That to me it's referred to by the local natives as the eye. The eye.
Mm-hmm.
And it was supposedly created by a perfectly vertical falling meteor. And I'm like, come on, it's a perfect eye shape. and it's the water, there's no water source, it's filled with water, folks. And
Yeah.
it's supposedly, and it's a raised crater. So when you look at it sideways, it looks like a mountain or a volcano
Yeah.
that you have to climb up. But when you get to the top, it's perfectly round shape, and it holds water in it. There's no natural streams or underground water sources. So
Yeah.
all the water is freshly held rainwater, but it's at such a temperature that it doesn't evaporate, and it's always filled. And
Well, that's in
it's
northern
got these
Canada, isn't
strange.
it?
Yes, it's in your neck of the woods,
Yeah. That
and
was.
it's a got fish in it.
Yeah.
How'd the fish get there?
That was up on the comb of the Great Macaw, right?
Uh huh.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see. I've got it right here in my notes. And it was fascinating to me because it's a certain type of fish that was in there.
Oh,
And
unique
this,
type. Yeah.
yeah, this, okay, you want to know how this came about? The reason I sent it to you is I had a vision and I was seeing it in
Uh-huh.
my mind, like a remote view. And I couldn't figure it out. And I was getting images and I was getting words like glass eye. The word glass eye came up. And it was like a dream sequence. And the next thing I knew, I was one of the men, a group of archaeologists who was exploring the inside of this thing. We were repelling,
Yeah.
we were climbing up the side of it, we were rappelling down into it in my dream. So I said, okay, it must be a past life or something because it's too real. Why would I dream about exploring the inside of a crater? Why?
Yeah.
And so there was a certain type of fish. We couldn't figure out how the fish got in there. We couldn't
Mhm.
figure out what. And the group that I was with are related to the Eskimos. I forget what they
Mhm.
call them. I think I told you in the email what they call them. And they're related to them. They're from Asian background, but they were saying it was a sacred place to them, and that we shouldn't do anything to disturb the topology. And we called in a marine biologist. Now this is all in the dream, people. So we called in a marine biologist, and the marine biologist takes a mini sub with a helicopter
Yeah.
and drops in a battery powered type of mini sub to explore the lower depths, and that's where they filmed all of these fish. So after the dream, I was talking to Lori about it. Like we do that a lot. And after the dream, I said, I gave her the description of it. I told her that I thought it was, looked like we were on the moon, but then we were on Earth. Then I thought it was maybe Alaska, but it's really northern Canada,
Mm-hmm.
the iciest part of northern Canada, it turns out. And I told her about the men being Asian, of Asian descent, and the fish that we found. And so I researched it until I found it. I kept doing Google searches on large glass eye shaped crater,
Mm-hmm.
or unusual raised craters. And I was going through there was like 20 of them.
Yeah.
And this one was the closest one to my vision that I could find. And so when I read the article, it was spot on. It was spot on about this archaeological team, who they were, what they were doing, and it even had photographs of the fish. So if you see the email I sent you, you'll see the fish on there as well.
Okay, let's go
that,
back.
that they had in there. And there's no water source for those fish.
Huh.
And it turns out that the history of the area talks about the tribes who honor that as a sacred site. It was a sacred site because they called it the glass eye of the giant's glass eye, or something like that. Crystal eye. There you go. Crystal eye. Because it looks like a blue crystal
Yeah.
from an
Now
aerial perspective.
that goes back to the story of Seven Macaw too. His eyes were taken. His eyes were silver, and they replaced it. I forget what they gave him instead, but his eyes were replaced. Maybe that's his actual eye.
Yeah,
they took them out. They took his eyes out.
That's why I sent it to you.
They never say what they.
Yeah.
They never said what they did with the eyes. So.
No, what in the world are they doing? You've got the email right there that I sent you, right?
Yeah.
Massive Arctic crater has a strange feature.
Yeah.
It's
been confusing people for decades.
Mm-hmm.
How deep is it? Does it say?
Yeah, it says it down there under the description of it down there.
Yeah,
Eighth wonder. Dates back to the Ice Age. I mean, it's like it's been there since the beginning of time.
Yeah.
Okay, there's all the pictures of it. There you go. I should give you the. I think I gave you the statistics on it. It's hard to read on the screen.
Yeah, I have trouble reading my screen too.
I can find it here.
Let's see. If you were to drop an instrument known as a Secchi disc into the water, it would sink about 115 feet before you lost sight of it. That's how you measure the visibility of the water.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, so with visibility like that, it should be quite easy to make out the Arctic char swimming around in the lake. These fish are a puzzle. The scientists just can't agree on how they got there in the first place. Remember, the lake itself is self-contained. That means they're isolated, which has been a bearing on their evolution. Their bodies have become thin, their heads large, and there are even reports of the fish resorting to eating each other. Yeah, given the scarcity of food. One theory about how the char might have got to the lake runs as follows. Well, a flood, but okay. In the past, when the ice in the region was melting, the lake's levees were higher, needed to be drained, blah, blah. That would have occurred. I don't know about that. I think it probably deposited there by a flood.
But that was part of the dream too. We couldn't figure out how those fish got in there.
Yeah.
And they were attacking each other. They were biting each other. So I said to Lori, we couldn't understand it. And we were puzzled. So we brought in a marine biologist to figure it out for us. There it is.
Yeah. So that happens with rats too. You isolate them in an environment and give them a small amount of food. You're going to end up with a pecking order.
Yeah.
So those fish are going to be they're going to be aggressive and the dominant ones, or they're not.
Yeah. It was just I could not. I had to research it. It was just it kept me up half the night. I spent half the night looking because I knew it was real, and I knew I had been there, and it just right down to the fish. I told Lori they were spotted,
Yeah.
and then the next day, as I was researching, I found the spotted fish.
Cool.
So it was real. Now the scientists are saying, can you think of any reason why that would be a perfectly? I mean, meteors falling perfectly vertical would have to have created that. Does that make any sense to you? That'd be like
Um,
somebody has a bomber and they're like with an X
no,
and they're targeting and they're hovering directly over and having a perfect
no,
vertical drop.
I don't think so. That doesn't,
I don't buy it.
where's the uprise in the land?
Oh,
Where's the rest of that dirt?
right. Right. And
And,
there's not now somebody
and
else
it's
said
it is perfectly circular. I
there's
don't know.
speculation. There was speculation by I think it was a German team that
Hmm.
said it could have been a volcano that erupted and then collapsed in on itself. But still, you wouldn't have a perfect circle. Look, there it is.
Yeah, no,
Now there
no.
are
You know what?
other,
That could have been the eyeball deposited there, and then left a depression.
but wouldn't an eyeball be tissue? Wouldn't that just go splat? I mean, could it make an impression?
It could
Wow,
if
I get
if it's soft enough, yeah, or if the earth under
Earth
it's
is
soft enough.
yeah,
Eyes are pretty watery, but they're still more jello-y than watery,
yeah, yeah.
so they do hold together quite
Well,
well.
here's what gets me, folks. It's the ancient history that goes all the way back to the people that lived in the area said it was sacred ground, and they called it the sea, the giant crystal eye of the sea. They had a word for it, John. It was in my email what they
The
called it.
crystal eye. I like that they call it an eye. Now we looked
Yeah.
on maps and found this. I remember,
Okay.
and let's see where. Let's go to
I wish
maps.
I still had my notes. I had it in my
Dragon hole.
notes.
Oh, dragon hole body. Oh, this guy's beautiful. Love his face.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
Yeah, that guy's awesome. But yeah, the 600 miles long, like the one in Africa too.
That's a lot of territory.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
So, great macaw. Oops, come on.
Well, they had a name for it, and I was looking for the legend attached to it, and all I could get from it was that it was considered sacred and consecrated ground, where they performed all kinds of early rituals, um, and to their gods. And I'm thinking, what was the name of the god? Tiamat? Were you saying?
Tiamat's the earth. Yeah, this is Seven Macaw
Yeah, Seven
or the
Macaw.
Great
Okay.
Macaw.
So I
Yeah. It
stumbled
was a.
across it in my dreams. You're giving me
Yeah,
nightmares, Matt.
I like the eye length. That's cool. So yeah, but here's as far as I can figure from the story, there's Seven Macaw's eye. He had silver around his eye, and here we see the that's the eye of Seven Macaw, and it had a ring of silver. He had teeth of what's that blue stone? Turquoise. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they took out his teeth and took out his eyes, and then broke his jaw, and he starved to death.
Jeez.
But yeah, that is supposed to be his eye. Now your circle was up. Oops, up in the top area, up here somewhere, wasn't it?
Yes.
I'd like to see how big it is.
It's pretty big. It's like one of the
Yeah,
largest. That's why it's called an eighth wonder of the world
yeah. What's
because
the
it's
name of it again? It's the eye. What do they
the
call it?
um the crystal eye. But they have another name for it in Canada. They call it the. I'm trying to find my sent message to you.
Hmm.
in Crystal Eye in Canada. Here we are. Okay. Here's what it says: the Inuits. They were called the Inuits. They
Yeah.
call it the Crystal Eye, and it says right here. Here we go. A lucid dream, dreaming that I was remote viewing the raised large crater looked like a big blue giant eye filled part of the way with clear water. Team of scientists and archaeologists and geologists that looked Asian or Eskimo like. I was one of them. This is a sacred place of healing and renewal, is what I was being told in the dream. We're climbing up the sides of it, which looked like a mountain, then rappelling down inside of it, then deep diving with tanks. All this was going on in the dream. The submarine. Okay, here we go. There are 11 locations. This is called, here you go, John, Pingualit Crater,
Yeah, I
P-I-N.
found it.
Okay, there you go. And the size here. Okay, folks, here's what's important about this. This is the Inuit people. Kane Gikwusujaj, the nearest village, describes the crater in Nuna Vinigimi Piku Minarkatu, the place where one is revitalized.
Huh.
Other Inuits call it the Crystal Eye, so it's known as the Crystal Eye of Revitalization. That's what they. Okay, and first discovered by a U.S. Air Force plane in 1943. Its only images were made public in 1950. The local Inuit gave it, in the English translation, Crystal Eye of Nunavik. So that the reason I sent you this is because was there a Nunavik in your research? An ancient god, Nunavik.
No,
Nunavik.
I haven't
Okay.
come across that. Nunavik is a territory
Mm-hmm.
in Canada.
Okay.
So let's
I was
check
just
out
wondering if it was
God.
named after a god named Nunavik. Let's
Let's
see.
check.
Nunavik. Okay. Let's
Uh,
see. It encompasses. Here's the size. It encompasses about a third of Quebec itself. So it's part of that province of Quebec, but the size of this thing is a third of the size of all of Quebec.
yeah, they have a lot of territory. No, it's the right. It's smaller than the eye that I can see on Seven Macaw,
Okay.
but it seems to it's almost the right size to be an egg or the remnants of an egg, but not quite.
For a
So I don't know
sense of
what that is.
scale, we can say that it's a bigger area than the whole of California.
Oh, I'm talking about just the eye here. It's about 2
Yes,
miles
so am
long.
I.
Oh,
So am I.
that's the park. Yeah, the
Oh, okay.
national park
Okay.
is bigger than is as big as a third of Quebec. They have a
Jeez.
huge area up north because there's resources up there for them to steal, but they haven't gotten to them yet.
Yeah. So you haven't stumbled across any kind of myth associated with this location, huh? I
No.
tried and tried to find it. The closest I could come was that they considered it sacred ground and it was for rebirth and rejuvenation. So they had a mystic qualities. I guess the waters of the eye had some kind of mystic quality.
Hmm.
And it's interesting because I had this vision after my previous experience of being in two dimensions. I talked about it last night, John. I was in two different dimensions, and I was in an oasis, a desert oasis in Peru,
Uh-huh.
where there was a natural formation like this, and the shaman, and I was the shaman, was helping people to cross over when they were ready to die. When they were ready to leave here, they would go through a ritual cleansing in this rejuvenating waters of this circular sunken in area, which was the only thing of its kind in that area of Peru. There's no other oasis out there other than that.
Now I'm thinking pineal gland, but I don't know.
Yeah, could be.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Not in the right spot, really, but I don't know. I don't know what that is.
Okay.
That's an intriguing one. Hey,
520
Christos.
feet
Hi,
above the
Isabella.
ground. Yep.
It's got beautiful
Mm.
colors in it, or it could be just a pixelation of the image, but
No, they say it's a beautiful
looks sparkly.
uh, blue. Yeah,
Yeah.
shiny. They say it's like a sapphire, like a gemstone,
Okay.
and it's 520 feet above the ground. Okay, so all the way around is a perfect. Now, here's the other thing, John.
Yeah.
If it was an explosion, you wouldn't necessarily get the same height all the way around.
No, probably
So
not.
when you walk around this thing, it looks like it was man-made, because it's a perfect 520 feet all the way around.
Huh.
So it's level. It's level.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
No, probably biology of some sort. Almost, I don't know. I haven't found anything that's not yet. So,
Here we go. It can be fairly confident Philae, Philae, told the BBC this impact happened 1.4 million years ago. Looking at the crater's width and depth, its impact is estimated to have been 8,500 times stronger than the A bomb dropped in Hiroshima.
okie dokie. The stories they come up with. Oh my
I
God.
know. To explain these things to us, and people eat this stuff, they drink it as fact.
Oh,
Uh,
like even the age, they can't even prove the age. What are they? What are they going to use? The layers of a beast to tell you how old something is. You know,
yeah.
are they going to
What are the
use
people?
ice
What are the
core
people?
samples that are supposed to be a year a layer that could be a day a layer? You know,
Yeah. What are they saying in chat? Isabella. It's in Canada. Knew that. Uh huh. Christos de Lipolis. Hello, hello.
Christodiopolis. Takes a while to say it right.
Yeah.
Diopolis, Deliopolis,
Looks like
Deliopolis.
the rim of a geyser. Hey, that's possible.
Yeah,
Now they're claiming they never found any kind of underwater source under the bottom. They
yeah,
searched the bottom for an opening but it could be a geyser.
geothermal or something. Yeah, could have been a geyser that's gone um, dead.
Yeah.
It's that 1.4 million. No, I could have sworn 1.3. That would be ridiculous.
So
I
here
don't
it
know.
is. It has perfect clarity. How you measure the visibility in water? They were saying they measured it with visibility like this place has. It should be easy to make out these fish swimming around in the lake. These
Hmm.
fish are a puzzle because they can't agree on how they got in here in the first place. The lake is self contained. They were isolated, which has a bearing on their evolution. Their bodies have become thin, their heads are enlarged, and there are even reports of the fish reporting to eating each other. Yeah, we talked
Yeah.
about that. So, I don't know. Now, did you see the image where you could see where they showed the green? They did one of those images that showed you the soil, and around it, it was one of the photos that I had attached, and I don't know if you could see it in here or not. You see the green?
Off to the side, or
Yeah,
the other lakes are the other lakes are green. Yeah, if that's what you
yeah,
mean.
yeah, but it's just the pattern of them. I thought the pattern of the one that they were showing me, which is all green on here, looked to me like something biological. So you get a bigger picture when you see it with the green tint. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting.
Okay, let's take a look at. How do I get back here?
See if you've got an attachment there that.
Go back. Oh no.
See the shape of these topology of the. I don't know if they're ridges or if they're creeks.
Okay.
I
There's
looked at it.
some
I
from
said,
Angel Wings.
there's some sperm there.
Transhumanism.
I like.
There we are. Let's see.
See if one of those pictures has the green tint. So I know you like to show the contrast. There,
That one?
that one. Yeah, and if
Yeah.
you enlarge that, if you can make that bigger, you'll be able to see. I'm seeing
Yeah.
a pattern there.
It should be like feathers.
Uh-huh.
The east, it's hard to tell on a lot of this area. Over on the east side of this particular landmass shows the feathers much more clearly. But yeah, the green color. Look at how it's blue.
Okay.
And everything else is green.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Different
So
variations of green.
what
but
is
why
the
is it blue?
yeah.
Now they're even like ones beside it. This one's not linked to any other. These aren't linked. So why is it that the rainwater is blue here, and these lakes are all green?
And yet the salt content is so low that it's almost got perfect clarity. Because salt would put green back in it, wouldn't it? But it's perfectly blue. Yeah.
Sediment would grow algae and stuff, and yeah.
So to me, that's an anomaly.
Well, okay, there is that point of sediment. If it's got a ridge around it, no sediment would get in it.
Right.
And the other ones probably would. That would be one difference, possibly. But it's an odd-looking lake. It's a very unlikely lake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost like a piston. You know how when you drill for oil,
yeah,
how you like they're doing on Oak Island, and they have these perfectly round cylinders. They might be a foot or two across, or even wider, and they pile drive them straight down into the earth, and you get a perfect circle all the way down.
Yeah. Have you seen the gravel? You've seen the gravel mounds in Russia?
No.
They're a perfect circle with a mound in the middle. And French scientists went to study them. And what they found was there was a teardrop-shaped object underneath that. It's giant teardrop-shaped object, 500 feet long, a couple hundred feet wide or more. And they burrow in the ground. It moved. After they found it, it took off. So, and they believe it's a defense system. One of the many we seem to have. And I don't know if something like this could be something like that. Something come up out of the ground.
Well, either came up out of and went back down, or I'm thinking was pile drived in. Like some type of archaeological expedition from maybe some extraterrestrials.
Yeah.
They were looking for soil or taking like a core sample, because that thing is perfectly symmetrical all the way down to the bottom.
Yeah.
It's not like you're like you've got all this jagged, uneven. It's perfectly straight and circular, perfect circle all the way down to the very bottom of it. Like as if something had been driven down and removed the material and left that gaping hole behind.
Cool. Yeah.
So if it was the eyeball,
yeah.
I mean, it would have to disperse all that earth at the exact same circumference all the way down. That thing is deep.
Well, if somebody dropped it there, I guess.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Isabella.
It's a mystery. What's he saying?
1.4 million. No, I could have sworn 1.3, but that would be ridiculous.
Yeah, by the ice core samples that they say are years,
Yeah.
our Earth could be as little as I calculated it out using one of the layers as a storm, right?
Yeah.
I
Uh,
took 50% of the days being storms, and I got 24 million years.
oh, wow. That's makes sense.
You
Yeah.
know,
Uh-huh.
so by the ice core samples, I'd probably put it somewhere in that range. You know, 15 to 30 million, somewhere in there.
You know, it's beginning to look like to me. It's beginning to look to me like whenever they come across an anomaly that they can't explain, they just fabricate
Yeah,
whatever they can to direct your attention. Because if they get into anything deeper, then they have to admit that there's some things that don't add up.
yeah. There's a
So
lot that
they,
doesn't add up.
yeah, they're redirecting. You know, they're redirecting. What are
Not
all the
sure. Go ahead.
circles in the water? Not sure what all the circles are in the water. What circles?
There's the one big circle we're looking at.
Yeah. Travis, what are you looking at? Not sure what all them circles in the water are.
Yeah, we're not either. That's why we're looking at them.
Yeah, that's why I asked Max to look at it. I thought this was, but anyway, so it's actually a landmark in your area, or not
Hmm.
your area, John, but in your country. You know,
Yeah.
I thought maybe you'd know something about it.
No, absolutely nothing. Never heard about it until you brought it up.
I don't even know why I dreamed about it. You know,
Yeah.
that's the funny thing. And it could be something else. It might not be this, but it sure might. All the elements in my dream sequence.
Yeah, the eye
Are,
reference was curious to me because of some
yeah,
macaw for sure.
yeah,
Vertical crash landing, that's their theory. So where's the
yeah,
stone? Right? They
yeah.
should be
Right,
able
right.
should be able to find the meteor quite easily. It'd be right in the bottom there.
Yep. There's the fish. Yeah, they're just and they're not like any other char anywhere else. They've
Hmm.
been genetically modified through their own, I guess, their own evolution.
Yeah, look at that edge. That's really not
Perfect.
yeah, not what you would really see in a natural formation.
No,
Uh,
it's
weird.
almost stonemasoned. I mean, it's almost
Yeah,
sanded down to a perfect rim.
yeah. And that could have been done too. Like creatures were huge.
Yeah,
Somebody could have come along with their hand even and just smoothed that out.
yeah, could be. Well, anyway, thanks for looking into it. I just wasn't sure
No
about it. I
problem.
was like, something didn't feel right.
Yeah,
When
it's
things
a
don't
weird
make sense,
thing.
question it, people. Question it. If it doesn't make sense, go ahead and ask the questions.
Yeah.
Might might
Let's
find
see
out
what
something about our. Yeah.
oh. So Angel Wings has sent us some images. Fire
Oh.
gnome pic from Angel Wings.
Oh. Okay.
Okay. She says that fire gnomes are often seen with dragons.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Interesting image. I don't know what I'm looking at, but
Is that the back of a head?
I don't know. It's like I don't know,
Oh,
a ghostly image in the night, you know?
that looks like a dragon face. The horse's face.
Oh, it does, yeah.
The nostrils
Yeah,
down
the
below.
eyes up here.
The eyes up there.
Oh, cool.
I
Yeah,
know
you'll
you're
have to
into
tell us
dragons.
where'd you take
Okay.
these, Angel? Okay, that's
That
really
really
cool.
does look like a horsey.
Yeah,
Doesn't it?
yeah, and they
Yeah.
often look like they're depicted like looking like dogs almost, and
Mm-hmm.
horses, and they're kind of a, you know, hybrid head almost. A lot,
Hang on a
some of them.
second. Hang on a minute. I gotta reach for. Gotta blow my nose. You don't want to see that.
Okay, you can mute yourself. Dragon pics. Looks like it's up at the top left there.
Okay. Ugh.
Oh, I can't get up there.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like a
There
boat
it is.
underneath it.
It's kind of way up there, isn't it?
Yeah, I can't
Yeah.
get it to come in.
Is Angel still there?
I think so. I don't know. Nope.
He just stepped away. That was 10 minutes ago.
Yeah. Let's see, with some others here. Yeah, they are very dark images. Hard to. Oops.
The coordinates here.
Okay, that looks like part of a TV screen. I can't. Yeah, they're really dark, Angel.
Okay, Angel says, sent you pics that are a bit on the dark side. Maybe you can lighten them up a bit to see better. But
No.
the two pictures with the blue light is a portal. And you can see the babies going into it. You see the babies going into this portal.
Can't see them.
Yeah, all I can see is dark.
Yeah. Let's try the last one here. Oh, that's neat. Again, it's really dark.
Really dark, yeah.
See the light, plasma or something lighting up here.
Something in red.
Yeah. There's one of those wishbone looking things. Remember the wishbone looking craft that are seen in the sky? There's something there that looks like one of those.
Yeah. Huh. Hard to do if we can't get a contrast.
Yeah. I can't augment the image at all.
No.
I like the
Now
dragon
that
head
looks,
one.
yeah.
That one's got some good pixelation to it.
Now that one we could run through a filter and lighten it up a little bit. We would get more details. But you'd have to send it to me. And I'll work on it.
Far
I can
top. Yeah, I know we're looking right at it. Try putting them in one at a time, Travis. Send the first one. Yeah.
Oh, he's trying to send you something with coordinates. Okay. Yeah. Angel, the plasma is inside of its mouth. Huh.
Yeah, it looks like this one's lit up, you know? Like a carnival balloon or one of those Chinese lanterns, you know?
Well, I'm getting the sense of like a white crest on the head with maybe some hair over it, in between the above the eyes. And...
yeah, like everything's in the right position
for
the face there.
Yep.
Yeah, I like the little white crest. The eye indentations are, you know, left and right there. Good nose.
Well, did she send that on an email?
Yeah.
Well, when you get a chance later, forward it to me, and I'll put it through my filter and see if I can't lighten it up.
Okay.
And then I'll send it back to you. If we see anything, you can show it another time. But
let me go find. I can actually send it right now.
Okay.
I'll just send it in this link, in this thread.
That's fine. I'll get it. I'll get it.
There we go. Okay. Let's see where we are here. Wish I could find that one. It's got coordinates, but I try typing them in to maps, and they don't come up. Sun flickering. I
Well,
can't get to the next image on this one from Marlena. She sent me an image of a spider dog.
oh,
I
cool.
don't know if, yeah, you ought to see this thing.
I don't
Hold
think
on.
I've ever seen anything like that before.
Yeah, that's what it's called. It is actually just a spider. Let's see if we can find the image she sent me. It was cute, kind of cute and weird. No, just a bunch of joke images. But she sent me one was a spider and it was called a spider dog. For some reason, the image won't come up again. I don't know why. Oh well. Possible
I don't see
animal.
any attachments with the one you just sent. Huh. What in the world?
Let's see.
Mm,
Back.
These are my pics.
Got angel
Huh.
wings. Okay. Um, I don't know how to send that.
Okay.
Looks like a Lego brick in the water. It does.
Hmm.
That was from, is that Timothy? No, not that one. I got a lot of pics from people.
Yeah, on the one you just forwarded to me, I don't think it included the attachments.
Okay. Let's see.
Because all I've got is my original pictures back from the crater. I don't have Angel's
Um,
dragon.
no, all I did was I opened it up, copied the link, and sent it. I don't know if that'll work. Mailbox, inbox projector 1.
Oh, yes, I see that link. Is that what that is? Okay. That leads me back to my own Google Mail.
Yeah, I sent it through Gmail.
Yeah.
Looks like a fishery. Could be. Yeah, that's a really good one.
Hmm.
Where
Yeah,
were
it
these
didn't bring
taken,
it up.
Chloe? Where was this dragon head taken? Just outside your house, or
Oh, that's interesting.
in your house? Okay. Dragon spirits, then. I do
Yeah.
believe there could be a dragon still left in, like a large one in Antarctica. It's possible. Something biological up there under the ice that a couple of remote viewers have seen, me included. So that could be something exciting for the future. So these pictures were taken in Angel Wing's house, in her house. Oh,
In the house?
yeah,
Wow.
yeah, that's neat.
I'll say.
Yeah. Do you have a dark, dank basement or something? Or wow,
Maybe that's what she woke up to and
yeah.
was hovering over her. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't know what to make of that image. It looks like a dragon's head. The shape's right.
Hmm.
Hmm.
In my house, yeah. Huh. Travis is giving a set of coordinates here. Negative 6.530608. Are those coordinates through Google Earth, Travis?
Here, I'll open up Google Earth. I don't like using it. It's so slow.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. That's showing up pretty well. Look at all the colors.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, though.
Yeah, I'm sitting here going,
I don't know what I'm looking at.
looks like a
But,
rock, a cluster of rocks.
Yeah, landscape almost, or
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I don't know.
Kind of has all the colors you would see with bismuth when bismuth is creates a
Smoke?
cluster.
Like smoke, maybe?
Mm-hmm. Could be.
Oh, you're so slow, Google Earth.
He says just fisheries. Sorry.
Okay.
The white area, the white Angel says the white area is the dragon laying down. He's albino.
Oh,
I don't
cool.
see a white. Let's see. Oh, is that another part of the dragon head? The long snout. Then the eye is up on the rounded part on the left. With a is that an open mouth?
Let's see. I don't know.
You see what I mean? You see the shape I'm looking at, like the shape hits like this, like my hand.
Oh,
So
hold
the
on.
snout
I
is what
can't.
we're seeing in green. Yeah. Okay.
Do the gesture again.
Okay. So what I'm seeing on screen looks like this, like the mouth opening. But then there's two black lines down by the skull, and then this looks like the eyeball over
Okay.
here.
Kind of see it, but there's the black line that runs through the whole thing that kind of throws me off.
Exactly. It's two vertical, like a vertical black line, two black lines.
Yeah.
I'm seeing two like this. So
Well, and then
this is
there's the one that runs right through the center of it that I can't make out
Mhm.
what that is. I'm trying to copy Travis's coordinates here.
Yeah. Okay.
And I have a silly trackpad I don't like.
That's his whole
It's
head.
awkward to use. Okay, so Google Earth, put those coordinates in.
Okay, not an open mouth. That's his whole head. I don't know, Angel. It's hard to make out because it's so dark. Yeah.
You got any other coordinates? I need a north. I need a northwest, east, south with each one as well.
Huh.
It's a 15-minute post. The song is great. Starts like we're 9 minutes. Okay. Not open mouth, though. That's his whole head. Okay.
Yeah. So that's a weird looking head.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay.
Oh, Isabella's a writer, huh? Songwriter.
Yeah, we featured a couple of one of his songs here.
The song is great.
Okay. Okay, so I got one coordinate in there. Those coordinates are like the first ones you showed us. Yeah, I need two sets of coordinates to find a position on Earth, latitude and longitude. So if you have another set,
Only see the one number. Yeah, Travis, another set of numbers. I don't know what the heck's wrong with email today.
I take them in very little light to get them. It's a Cobra Dragon mix. So you see the head shape more like a snake, and other stuff looks odd because his wings are folded over his body. Okay.
Oh, those coordinates are like the ones you first showed us, he says to you.
I don't know which ones I showed you. Keeps deleting them. Oh, well, that's weird.
Yeah, yeah.
Huh. Put a letter or something in front of it. Try typing it that way. Suppose you're not. I guess you're not supposed to share coordinates on YouTube or something.
Yeah, everybody's out to blow up something, right?
Mm.
No, I've seen people show coordinates on YouTube. Maybe you
Yeah,
can't paste them in comments. Maybe that's it.
could be. So Google Earth. Stop that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you know where it is, Travis? Because maybe you could.
Yeah, and the name of a location, Travis, would work. Uh-oh, John froze. John's got the death of the spooling
Oh, this is
circle of death.
really slowing down.
You froze there for a minute.
Just makes my computer so chuggy. Yeah, it's terrible. I hate Google Earth. It's a terrible program. Like, why does Maps
Yeah.
work so smoothly and easily, but they can't get Google Earth to do that? I have no comprehension of that. Makes
I
no
never
sense.
have any problems with it, but then I've never tried running it during a live stream. But when I'm
Yeah,
just by myself using Google,
it's just slow and chunky on me all the time.
really? Okay.
Yep. And I found
Yeah.
that the images aren't any better, really. I can't get any closer to
Well,
things.
what do you use instead of Google Earth?
I use Maps.
Are you using something else?
I just
Maps.
use
Okay.
Maps. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, see, what I do like about Google Earth is I can rotate it and spin
Yeah.
it, and I can get 3D. I can get
I
the
do like that
topographical.
aspect of
Yeah.
it, but
Yeah.
for what
But
I'm
not if
looking
it's
for, I'm looking for gigantic things. So,
yeah, you are. Yeah, you are.
I've gotten pretty good at recognizing the shapes. I don't know why they mostly seem to be upright in the images. Like most of the
Yeah.
complete creatures seem to be somewhat upright.
Well, they're raised. If they're fossilized where they fell, then
But why wouldn't Seven Macaw fell in the perfect position to be upright on our planet, right? From a view from Earth. Same with
oh, you mean
Tiamat.
upright?
Yeah,
Okay.
like if the Earth is spinning, you'll see Tiamat, and you'll see Tiamat's face upright instead of upside down. You'll see
Okay.
Seven Macaw upright, the dragon in along the east coast of America, it kind of goes down a little bit, but it's still in a good orientation to see what it is. It's like
Two
somebody
things.
maybe placed them there, you
Yes,
know?
two things come to my mind. One, they're manipulated by humans
Hmm.
to be in a certain position. Or two, they're sculptured and carved, and they're not really fossil remains. They're actually a rock formation that a human said, "Oh, look at that! I see like Periodola. I see Tiamat," and then they
Yeah.
go over with a chisel and a hammer and they chisel it out. They're like
Wouldn't
statues.
get the biology in there though, and then you get the biology in there. So just chiseling it out of stone wouldn't
Yeah, that's
really
true. That's
give
true.
it a biology.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think I think some of them might have been placed. Like there were creatures around that were the same size, could have moved those creatures around. No problem with that. We weren't tiny, teeny creatures then. We were big.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the Quran, by the way, that says that Adam was 60 cubits tall.
Okay. Okay. He's given you a location.
Okay.
Yamalski District. Yamalski District. Yamalo Netnets.
Okay.
Autonomous Okrug, Russia. In OKURG. OK Rug, Russia.
Okay. Let me
Okrug, Russia.
copy that. Where are you there?
Yamalski
Yamalski.
District.
Oops.
Yeah, Travis. Maybe I'm not supposed to look at Russian places being an American.
Maybe.
Ah, you think? Hmm. Yeah, thanks, Isabella. I'm going to go back in later when uh, and pull those links up. Definitely.
Yomeski district.
Right back. I'll be right back. I'll be back.
All right. So what are we looking at here, Travis? The last 20 minutes? Cool. Because I'm not supposed to look at Russian places. Okay, let me share this. Yo Muskie. Do, do, do. Interesting place. Okay. So what are we looking for here, Travis? At work? Okay, Chloe. Thanks for coming by. You have a great day.
Bye, Chloe.
Well, let's take a look around.
Safe travels, Chloe.
See you later for class. Maybe. Don't drive in remote view.
Yeah. That would be tricky.
I think she's attempted it on her way home from work.
Jeez.
That's dedication for you. I'm going to put my life
Yeah.
in danger to remote view. Ooh, there's some nice circular lakes up here.
No, but I've had
That's neat.
flashes of like past life. I've had to pull the car over before. I'll just sit here for a minute. Once in a while, you get a flash.
Yeah,
I can't imagine remote viewing. It'd be wrecking the car for sure.
those circular holes everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah,
Now,
there we go. Hmm.
Roger has talked about northern Russia, saying it might be digestive system because of all these holes. Now, I don't know if it's in this region he's talking about. I thought it was a lower region of Russia that he was talking about. I do have some work in Russia here. I believe there's another dragon right here in Russia.
Ah.
I've never outlined this one, so that might be fun. Hold on, give me a moment here.
Oh my gosh, I see it. Yep.
Where is that? I have a bunch of, there it is. I got brand new markers just for this purpose.
Looks like skin.
Well, there's
I
not,
can see.
yeah, it
skin.
doesn't, I can't see his whole face or its whole face, but I
No,
can
I
get a
do.
good portion of him. You can see where the horn is. They often have horns. Here's his jaw coming down
Yeah.
there. There's his
Yeah.
beardy beard right there. This is probably his brow ridge here in this area. I've searched this entire area, and the closest I can come is there's a spot in here that looks like an eye. And other than that, his snout coming around.
Okay. Now, see, I'm seeing him differently.
Okay.
All right.
It's only the
so,
head, as far as I can
yes,
tell.
the head, but here's what I'm seeing. Okay. Go to your far right, and you'll see what I'm seeing is more like a horizontal view of a dragon head where you've got the horns are on top. His nose ridge is up there where the ocean is.
Oh, I see. You're looking
it's
larger.
That whole piece. It's that
Could
whole
be
piece.
two.
Mhm.
Could be two.
And his nose has sort of a hook on the end of it.
I see where you're looking.
So the water's edge goes all the way around his whole face. Yep.
Okay, so you're looking eye cavity up here.
Yes.
Okay.
And then his horns are right up above that. That whole jagged area there, broken off horns maybe.
Okay.
And then the bump on his nose going all the way out to the point.
Yeah, could it be a beaked?
Like a beak, Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's what I'm getting.
And actually, yeah, you know what? If you look at this, can you see my
Yes.
pointer down at the bottom?
Yeah.
See this broken landmass here?
Yes.
It's very, very reminiscent of the east coast of Canada where Seven Macaw's jaw was broken.
Okay. It does, yeah, like a piece of it is broken off. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's very reminiscent of that.
But that eyeball is where have you got the okay, you see where you circled the eyeball?
Mm-hmm.
Go straight down. Do you see another what could also be the eye? Straight down underneath of it. It's a circular area. I thought that was
so
the
in
eye.
This shape here? This one here?
No.
In that area?
It's in between.
In between.
Yeah. You see the green dot? Little teeny tiny green dot?
Right there?
It looks like it has a whole socket around it. To me.
So that's the spot?
Yeah.
It's kind of close to the other eye.
I know. So I was wondering which one's the eye, and because that one's more eye shaped.
I'm thinking we got like a jaw.
That's definitely what I think is a jaw.
And we have a broken off jaw down there.
Yep.
But I'm thinking just the one eye on this side.
Okay. I just couldn't tell which one was the eye. They both look like eyes. But what I think is interesting is that swirl on the neck as you're going at the top of the head where the horns would have been.
This part or this part?
Yeah, the second one. Right where you are now.
One.
Do you see that circular area?
Right here?
Let's see. Where's your hand? I can't. Your screen went dark at the top of it.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so okay, you see where the top of the head is,
Right here,
where
this
it's all
bumpy part.
yeah, the bumpy, jagged part.
Yeah.
Keep going to the left, and you'll come to something that looks like like the spiral. Looks like a spiral.
Huh?
Right? Yeah. Uh huh.
Okay.
That.
It is a circular kind of shape.
Yeah. Could that be a broken off horn?
I don't know. Let's go take a look. I do see a horn right there. There's two horns,
Yeah.
actually.
Okay. Okay.
Right
Looked
there.
like it was
Can you see
broken
them?
to me. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And there's the same kind of, let's check something out. Hold on, let me get everything off of here. Because that'll really weird you out if I zoom out.
Oh, I know what that is. It's like an elbow to. It's like the angle to a wing. That's a wing.
Could be. I want to show you Tiamat for a second.
That's a
So you
wing.
can compare.
Oh my god. Okay.
Okay, so
Yeah.
here's the same jawline shape.
Okay.
Oops. Here's the
Yep. Yeah.
there's the horns
Mhm.
there. There's that circular kind of shape. There's the
Mhm.
jawline as well. Comes
Yep.
down to a beard.
Mhm.
And of course, gigantic eye on this beauty, which I can't find in the other ones. You know, there's the other eye there,
Yeah. Yeah.
right on
It's a
this
big
one,
eye.
and you
Mhm.
can see a brow ridge
Yep.
coming down.
Look at the
and,
snout, though. Look at the snout.
the nostril.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Uh-huh.
So, but you can see the same formation on the other one, the jawline and
Uh-huh.
the beard and the
Right.
snout. The rest of it is difficult, if not impossible, to see. I don't know why.
And that's also part of the same general area of the world.
Yeah, this is just below the one we're looking, the other one.
Mm-hmm. I'll be darned.
There.
Uh-huh.
You got the exact same, at least lower shape, so horns,
Mm-hmm.
two of them, coming down like that to the beard. This one even does, I found the nostril. It's not that clear right now. It's somewhere in that range, in that area.
Okay.
But there should be a gigantic eye
Right there.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere. Yeah. And I can't find one. Unless that whole area is the eye, which is possible, I guess. That this whole green area here.
Could be. Mm-hmm.
I don't know, brow ridge right there coming up to a snout. Don't get much else of it, you know, but it's got part of the right shape.
Yeah.
I could be wrong on that one.
What I was seeing is a different shape, yeah. But it could be a companion or.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a smaller size. This one, I think, is around 3. Zoom out a little. Yeah, around 300 miles long. And Tiamat is gigantic compared to it. It's twice the size, which wouldn't be unusual for male and female of some species.
Isabella said this is a very mouth of the St. Lawrence East Coast vibe. Really?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, watch this. I'll go over to North America here, and you can see the same thing, the same shape of the beak jaw and the broken.
Okay.
See how that landmass Oops,
Yep.
right there.
Yep.
Right. So this landmass should have probably, well, oops, sorry. That there should be up here. And it's not.
Yeah.
That's the broken jaw of Seven Macaw. And it looks like they might have done it to the other one.
Interesting.
Let's see if we can just go back to that.
New lizard junk. No, B. Freeman.
Hi, B. No.
Hi, B. Freeman.
So, you know, this is probably the right shape to be a pancreas. This whole island here that Travis sent us.
Hi, Thoth. We were looking at images in the sky. We were looking at
Hey, Thoth.
craters and now land masses.
Yep. Males are smaller than females too for dragon. Yep, that seems to be true from what I've bore out. Angel wings. I've only found the one female. Never found any other females. Only males. It's kind of curious too.
Mm-hmm.
Clean up some leaves. Nice. A cloning machine. Yeah, that would be helpful. Probably troublesome as all the movies show us, though. In the end, you know, it just doesn't work out. Where are my rolling papers? Every movie I've seen on cloning just, I don't know, doesn't seem to work out very well. You can give it a try. Maybe you'll have success with it.
You doing remote viewing tonight, Max?
I am.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
last
couldn't
night.
get to it last night.
Yeah, what did we do last night was, oh yeah, Joe Biden. Where's Joe Biden going to meet his demise? Basically. You know, what will lead to his demise?
I don't know. He's like the
where?
He's like the ever ready rabbit. He just keeps on ticking.
Yeah. But so we kind of got the idea it was maybe going to be somewhere in Africa. So he goes, Joe, don't go to Africa, dude. Don't go. So, some hospital in Africa, possibly heart problem or something like that. So you know, I'm just using this as an experiment because we were so bang on the pipeline. Let's see how we do on this because Joe doesn't seem like he's got long left for this world. So that's probably something we can, you know, take a gauge from.
Yeah. That's funny. That's funny. I don't know. Maybe they, like people say, maybe there's cloning. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't see why not.
You know, you would think that if you were going to clone somebody like Joe Biden, you'd clone him into a younger version of himself.
Yeah. Well, they've got, like all politicians generally run around with body doubles, you know.
Yeah.
Like Saddam Hussein, he had like some 20 or 30 body doubles.
Yeah.
That he used to just confuse everyone as to where he was going to be.
Yeah.
And they think Joe Biden's got about 2 or 3 people that'll do speeches and stuff for him. So he doesn't have to come out of his basement.
Yeah.
All right, Angel. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for sharing.
Bye, Angel.
Oh, you're starting up a good rant there, Toth? No, none of us have any idea that the super rich are psychos. Absolutely no clue. Why don't you tell us all about it? Never heard that theory before.
Do you remember the movie Sleepless in Seattle?
No, I never saw it.
Well, you know the title, Sleepless in Seattle.
Okay, yeah.
We're going to call it Clueless in DC.
Clueless in DC. Yeah, they're literally on the bumhole of a dragon. They're literally the cloaca shithole of the
They're the
U.S.
horse's ass. Are you telling me they're the horse's ass?
Oh, they're a dragon's ass. They are the scum that comes out of a dragon. Oh, Tom Hanks and Meg Griffin. Oh yeah, those walnut sauce eating people.
Meg Ryan, Meg Ryan, yeah.
Yeah,
Isn't it cute?
Tom and his walnut sauce. So Travis, I think that's an organ. I think that's a gigantic organ. Probably a pancreas or something like that. With all those holes all over it.
Yeah. Well, wouldn't a liver be spotted like that?
Mm,
When you take a piece of liver that's diseased and dissect it, pull it out,
yeah.
they have
So-
little craters all through it.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
So a diseased liver then maybe.
Yep. We took a
organs.
diseased liver. We took diseased gallbladders,
Yeah.
diseased hearts, and they're pitted.
Huh.
They're all pitted.
Okay.
Hmm.
That's cool.
Yep.
But yeah, it's got some really good pitting in the middle here and then the bottom. The top looks pretty solid. Without many holes. Now, it could be
Now,
this
are you
landscape
seeing-
was wiped clean, right?
Yeah. But now see, you've got the veins running through it like you would liver.
We do. Yeah. Okay.
The branches,
Yeah,
very very liver-like, right?
I would agree. Yeah. Let's see what it terminates. See, there's a terminus somewhere where it terminates out here. The majority of it.
Hmm.
Liver, that could be in a. Now, aren't there two lobes of the liver? Are there two
Yes.
lobes of the liver? Okay, that could be the
Pretty
other
much.
lobe, possibly. Remember how we there was the mud fossil? We called it a geode that Lori had, or was it you? The liver geode.
That would have been Lori.
Yeah.
I didn't have a
So,
liver. Yeah.
Yeah, she had one that it's all sparkly and gemstones inside, but it was a liver definitely because it was the bigger lobe of the liver.
Hmm.
And look at this, totally different.
Now see, that's a cap. So okay, so that one on the top is the cap that you normally see with a liver,
Yeah,
and the lower part would be the kidney bean shape that sort of went splat.
yeah.
But you're not seeing an intestine. Is there an opening for an intestine down on the very bottom of that?
Let's check. It's very well defined.
Right.
So.
There you go. There you
Yep.
go. So right at the very tip, down below
Yep.
where you see that cluster, that would be the
Right
opening
there.
for the intestine. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yippers.
Yep. Giant liver, I think. I think you're right on that one. Cool, Travis. If you're still here.
Oh, and let me tell you, that's that whole vein structure
Mm-hmm.
running the length of that liver is the exact pattern of at the very top up there that looks
Yeah.
like a tree. That's the exact pattern. See if I can blow this up. Hang on. Just so, folks, we are not making this stuff up. Okay, here we go. That's the exact pattern.
Let me put you up solo here.
There it is.
Oh, there we go.
Okay. That's the exact pattern, folks.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yep. 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 Oh, and wait a minute. The other piece is, here's what John's showing you. Let me click on it. Hang on.
Yeah, the
Here we go.
smaller lobe.
Yep, the lobe. So that's pretty much it.
Yep. So the upper piece is broken off.
Yep.
The upper lobe.
That's the upper lobe.
Yep. So liver.
Yep.
Good stuff. I like that.
You know your anatomy, John.
Well, you know better than you made it a liver. I was thinking of pancreas. I didn't know exactly what it was, but yeah.
Well, it could be a pancreas. I mean, it's just that it would be a vertical view of it, or a top-down view of it. See,
yeah, but the two lobes of the liver works better.
Yeah. Now the thing is what we're missing here is the third dimensional perspective of how deep this runs under the water.
Yeah.
But if it's coming from a very large creature, then probably goes all the way to the bottom of the sea.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that would be just the tip of it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You coming up, Max? Okay, you go over there. Yeah, you can see the veining in it. Matches exactly. Beautiful. Hi, Max. All hail the tail.
I miss Scotty. I hope Scotty Boy's going to be okay.
Acceptance Point. Cape Stone. Looking at pipelines now. Okay. Sounds like good karma sort of work. How large?
We only see the top.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's huge. Let's see how big it is. I haven't measured it.
Well, you know, Isabella, I was blown away by the first time I ever saw a video of the exploration inside of a so-called vagina, fossilized giant vagina. I was like Raquel Welch in that show where they went inside, where they went in a mini sub inside of the president's body, and I'm like,
yeah.
Oh my God, that's what a vagina actually looks like from the inside out. I was flipping out. I was like, does this thing ever end? It's going forever and ever and ever. I was like, those sperm really have to swim to make it to the egg, I'm like, oh my God.
Roger did some great work on that, I got to tell you.
Did he? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's got vagina videos too. I'm not the only one.
I was just like, oh my God, are we ever going to get to the end of this track?
People go climbing in them, rock climbing in them.
Yeah.
Like,
if they only knew. Oh my God, I'm climbing on the inside of it. They have no clue.
And apparently what happened, he went on Leak Project, and that was like the first thing he showed.
Uh-oh. Oh God.
And apparently it just did not go well from there.
He could have worked his way up to it.
Yeah, I would have started off a little tamer. I don't know though. Actually,
Isn't that Rex?
Yeah.
Show?
When I presented my findings on a couple of other channels, I did go straight to the lizard vagina pics. I have to admit that. The shock factor is fun, you kind of get a little bit of enjoyment out of that,
I would love to have seen Rex's reaction to that.
Well, it wasn't his, it was Diamond. Diamond flipped out and just said it was stupid, bullshit, and that, I guess. I didn't watch the
really? Got that verbal about it.
And then apparently Rex piled on top too, saying there's no way there's giants and stuff. I don't know. I didn't, as I say, I only watched about 30 seconds of the video because Diamond went off on Roger for really no good reason.
That wasn't really nice to invite someone onto your show. You know what their topic is going to be.
Yeah, you should at least do some pre-research,
Yeah, or at least hear them out.
But
But to bring them on to deliberately sandbag them, well, I'm not saying
Yeah.
they deliberately did that, but that's what
No.
they ended up doing.
Yeah.
That would be like me having you on, and after 5 or 10 minutes saying, "John, I think you're full of crap. There's no
Yeah.
such thing as
I
remote
put out a
viewing."
response video to that, just saying
Yeah.
that that was a very unmeasured response to the whole thing.
Uh huh. Uh huh.
And I laid out a few of the evidences that show that,
Yeah.
how it is possible to have gigantic creatures. And
Hmm.
it seems like that got quite a few views. That got like 800 views. And
Good.
so a lot of people saw that. And he seems to have come around on his thinking, being a little more open-minded, which I couldn't understand Rex not being open-minded to it.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
just blew my mind that he was piling on and, uh,
Yeah.
sandbagging Roger. So,
Well, sometimes it's ego.
yeah, he
You
doesn't
know.
usually display that type of an
I
ego. So,
know. I
yeah,
know.
it was really out of character. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, he seems to have come around to
Yeah.
be more open-minded thinking about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I had to come around to it. I wasn't one to completely buy into it at first either. I was just like, "This is outrageous. I can't believe." And it wasn't
It's
until I went back to Paleolithic remains, the
mhm.
real and I handled some of these things in the Smithsonian, and when I was working down at the Smithsonian, and so I know how large some of these creatures actually got, all the way back to some of our earliest remnants that we have. So I know that evolution
Did you see
changes
human bones?
size. Yeah, saw human
Large
bones.
human? Yeah.
And I
Did
saw small ones. And so it's like I know that from just looking at the remains close up,
hmm
there's an evolutionary, there's something going on in the environment that changes, that we adapt to. And that's natural. It's all natural adaptation. And so
Yeah.
uh, so what I've come to the conclusion, and it's not a conclusion, but it's where I am right now with things, is that we were at one time quite large, that the earth was not as mass heavy as it is now.
Yeah.
It was lighter.
I
We
think it
had
was filled
lighter,
with a lot more water, so it was bigger.
more liquid, more plasma, more
Yeah.
water. It was bigger, and it shrunk down over time. And in order for these species to exist, they couldn't sustain themselves.
Oops.
There's only room for so many of these kind of sizes, and so they couldn't sustain life, just like other species over time have taken themselves out of the gene pool, and they've adapted and shrunken in size. The giraffe were bigger than they are now, so we're elephants. So what we're seeing might be the remnants of a previous, earlier group. You know, did Max put himself on mute? Yeah, he's got. Was that the cat? I hope not. So anyway, that's a theory. It's like people are like, "Well, how can you say that?" I'm like, well, because things get dense, and when they get dense, then solidify, they shrink. So the wildlife adapts to their environment and gets smaller as well. Because dogs were a lot bigger than they are now. So we're lions. So the evidence becomes so overwhelming, you really are kicking your foot against the gods. Yeah, Toth, God lives in the temples, the sides of your head, because God is and exists in your mind only. Yeah. Let's see. Propaganda technique to make your opponents crazy. Yeah, see, 70 feet on average. The elephant's 50 feet. Yeah, even the whales were like these gigantic sea beasts and creatures. And now look at them. They're much smaller. There's John.
Sorry about that. Thank you for
Yeah,
carrying the show there. I
that's all right.
probably agree with almost everything you say.
Yeah, I mean, it's things get smaller as they develop mass.
Yeah,
You'd think
as
it
the
would be the
environment
opposite.
shrinks, like those elephants, those
Yeah,
pygmy elephants on the. There's an island where there's these small elephants,
yeah.
and they just didn't have a lot of environment to grow.
Well, there's a humanoid. Um, Hang on just a second. There's a humanoid. There was an island that was pretty much isolated from some of these other land masses. And what they found were there's a lot of joking around about the wee little people, But what they
Yeah.
found on these land mass was that there was a certain type of vegetation there. And so it would have been, let's see, we have going all the way back to Paleolithicus, 13 million years ago, was one of the earliest remain. Okay, so they're almost ape-like in structure, but you get to Homo habilis,
Yeah.
2.5 million years ago. Well, around that same time, you had this very small creature that was almost the size of your shoe, like 12
Oh
inches
my.
or 14
Yeah.
inches.
And
And
a
they
hominid of some
looked,
sort.
yeah, it was the closest they could come to was this one, which was Homo habilis. This
Okay.
is, see if I can get the face up there. This one right here where my finger is, Homo habilis.
Uh huh.
Okay, it looked like that, only it was only 14 to 15 inches tall or something like that. There were whole families of them. And what happened is they figured it out. They figured out it was the vegetation didn't have enough nutrients to keep them alive. So they only existed for maybe, I don't know, 100, 200-year period of time. So they're miniature people, or miniature hominids, I should say. And they're not quite humanoid yet, but they didn't survive because they were too tiny. And they were isolated away from other minerals and nutrients that would help propagate their existence. Plus, that they became prey to larger animals.
Mm-hmm.
You
Now,
know,
the whole
so
evolution thing, that's a whole can of worms.
yeah,
But
it is.
whether, you know,
Yeah.
I'm coming more to the idea of adaptation of species, but
Hmm.
I don't think we all started from a common line.
No, no, we're a blend,
Yeah,
and
because
it's just you
the
get
beginning
attracted
of
to.
yeah, the beginning of the Earth, there was many giant creatures here
Hmm. Hmm.
already. There were dragons. There was other stuff.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
there were men, some types of men. So did they just become smaller and become us? Like in the time of the first creatures, there were scorpion men, and they apparently, well, I don't know if they still existed or if they were different scorpion men from the Bible when the
Yeah.
Jews went around and killed all those people.
Yeah.
Um, so they might have just been those original scorpion men in smaller size or even
Yeah.
bigger size, same size.
Yeah.
I don't know. So,
Hmm.
evolution seems to be taking a kind of a twist when you really start applying what we've learned about mud fossils and that I believe our Earth was a giant dead
Yeah.
dragon with a bunch of damn eggs all over it that spawned a bunch of
Yeah.
creatures.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just throws evolution into a tailspin, really.
Yeah. I never did buy the linear. I mean, they did it based on what they could find with these, but I don't think it was this linear. I think there were overlapping. And remember, now we've got quantum science that says, hey, everything's happening everywhere all at once at the same time. There is no linear
Have a good one,
time.
Todd.
So evolution wouldn't necessarily be linear either. Something to think about.
Or
So
these
that's what,
these these creatures could be just genetic anomalies, like offshoots
yeah,
from
right.
uh, interbreeding
Yeah.
or something. Because it seems like the first creatures were an interbreeding with Tiamat.
Hmm.
and there was the several different size sperm, at least 3 different sizes that I can find. And
Yeah, well, explain why we share so much sperm, so much DNA with different species. We have spider DNA, for God's sakes. We have, you know, why aren't I climbing the walls like a spider right
yeah,
now if I share DNA with spiders?
right.
Spider Man, Spider Man. How about Spider Chick?
There you go. I'd like that. Yeah, that sounds pretty
Wait,
decent.
and by the way, why can't I just self-produce if I have frog DNA?
Yep. Or lizard DNA. We have parietal eye like a lizard.
Hmm.
We call it a third eye in us, but it's called a
Because
parietal eye.
we have, like, let's take this one step further. We're creators, so we have an art kit, and you open up that suitcase, that trunk, and you have your pastels, you have your oils, and you have your canvas, and you have your acrylics, and you have all of your different brushes, and so
Hmm.
you have all the material. You have clay, you have stone, you have wood, and you just create, and you keep using the same materials over and over, but you keep creating new things with it. So if you look at the DNA pool, is our toolkit. And so for different environments, we've created existences in physical form to experience our environment in various different ways.
Hmm.
So we might come in as one of these ape looking like structures in one time, one fantasy or one reality, and then in another reality, well, we need longer fingers, we need longer toes, we need longer necks
Hmm.
because we have trees now. So in
Yeah.
other words, every time it's just like think of it as your prop room.
Hmm.
All of the genetic material is your prop room,
Yeah.
and you
And
just
these
pull
these
together
genetic
elements.
changes seem
Yeah,
quite sudden too.
yeah, yeah,
Like if we look at
mhm,
Moses, he was a
yeah,
new man
yeah,
with bright eyes, bright shining eyes, and a different colored skin and hair.
yeah, yeah. Sure is.
You know.
I'm gonna have to get going soon. I got to get dinner on. It's
Yeah, we've been on for a
getting
couple
late.
hours now.
Yeah, we have. I didn't realize time flies. Well, it's been enjoyable as always.
Yeah.
I'm glad I jumped on with you today. It's been a while since I've been able to hang out with you
Yeah. Good to
and the
see you.
folks at chat. Yeah, I'll see you tonight because I'm
Okay.
all set to do some remote viewing.
All right.
Yeah.
We're live at 11 East
Yep.
Central Time. So,
All right.
all right. We'll see
Yep.
you then.
I'll hang in there. Sometimes I don't make it all the way to the destination. Sometimes by about the third or fourth, I'm like, or I
That's
fall
that's
asleep.
that's perfect. That's where we want you, lucid.
I know, but the thing is I'll be going into a destination, then I find myself there. I'll
And then
transport
you
myself.
just can't come out, eh?
Exactly. I'm like, wow, I'm stuck in the destination, and
That
then I
happens
have
to
to.
a few people. They just I don't know,
Yeah,
they just I guess I'd get
yeah,
them too relaxed and they're just
yeah. All right, I love you, John.
all right,
Bye,
much love to you,
everybody.
Teresa.
I'll
Thanks.
see you later. Bye
Bye bye.
bye. Hit the leave.
That was fun. Yeah, evolution is a questionable thing. I don't know. Maybe adaptation from different species, but yeah, like last night, one gentleman was trying to say that birds or raptors are the last dragons left. I thought about it for a while, and I don't think so because Seven Macaw was here. If Seven Macaw was here during the time of the dragons, Seven Macaw is a great macaw, a bird. Seems like the birds and the dragons were made together. So it doesn't really kind of work for me. If I see a dragon, I think I'd know it. All right, guys, that's all we've got for today. I'm going to cut it off right here. Much love to you all. Hopefully, we'll see you in class tonight. Till then, keep your third eye open, use your intelligence and your intuition. Bye bye.